What will happen to my home if we get the really big one? So this is a question many homeowners in the Pacific Northwest are asking, and I would like to answer it. So of course, to start with, you can't know for sure what will happen to any home in any earthquake scenario. There's so many risk factors, so much uncertainty. But I think for most people, you can know that question, you can know the answer to that question better than you might think. A better question to ask is, what are the seismic risk factors associated with my house? Seismic risk is a combination of many variables. There are below-ground variables, the geology, and above-ground variables, the structure of the house. Every house is different. And the more vulnerabilities you have, the more likely damage is to occur, and the more likely catastrophic damage is to occur. So to answer that question, you need to assess what the seismic vulnerabilities are with your house. You basically have two options. You could self-assess, or you can hire someone who specializes in this, like me, to perform a seismic risk assessment. And I encourage self-assessment. I think homeowners in the Pacific Northwest in particular just lack information. They're not familiar with earthquakes, and it's certainly true for any earthquake-prone area, but here especially, I think. And there's a need to educate yourself on seismic risk. And seismic risk goes well beyond just anchoring a house to its foundation. So I made a video called 10 Common Home Earthquake Vulnerabilities. The link to that is below. I encourage you to watch this video as a starting point. I also encourage seismic risk assessments. I do these regularly. I believe they're of great value to homeowners. I believe they're of great value in real estate transactions. I'm looking for insurance companies to partner with, because I think insurance companies would greatly benefit from a more analytical approach to assessing seismic risk with homes. The methodology I use is called FEMA P50. It's a simplified methodology, but it's affordable, and it gets you in a ballpark kind of what you would expect damage to be in a major earthquake with your house. It scores using a letter grade system and explains what that means. It identifies vulnerabilities. You can kind of choose which vulnerabilities to address based on your economics and risk tolerance. When I do a report, I grade a house pre-retrofit and post-retrofit. So you can kind of see how your house might do before and after the retrofit. And if it's a more complicated house or a vulnerable house, I often do a lean and a thorough retrofit option. So you could actually have 3 different options, as is a partial upgrade and a full upgrade. And so you can kind of weigh the cost-benefit ratio of doing that work. Obviously, you'd get my expert opinion also. So you get kind of a qualitative and a quantitative assessment. And I've gotten good feedback from homeowners on this, and just encourage looking into that. So what will happen to my home if we get the really big one? Better question to ask, what are the seismic risk factors associated with my house? And to do that, you need to assess those vulnerabilities, and you can do that by yourself or hire someone like me. Thanks for watching.